Hey, how's it going, Phantom Zone criminals? I have a new episode of the Old 52, and it is none other than Supergirl #1 by Peter David and Gary Frank. This is from 1996. And for those of you who may be not aware of the original Supergirl that we all know and love, Kara, she was killed off during the original Crisis of Infinite Earths, and DC did a very... They made a huge effort on not bringing her back as best as they could, or however they could. They eventually had to bring back a Supergirl into the fold. See, the thing is, when they started with the post-Crisis universe, they really wanted to stick to this idea that Superman was the last of his kind. Therefore, all the other characters had to go, including Supergirl. But Supergirl is one of those characters you just don't leave aside and never bring back. She's definitely not somebody you put in the corner. And they had to figure out something new without kind of breaking this rule that they had to, I don't know, that they kept forcing on themselves for the longest time. So they came up with this character named Matrix, and she not only knows Kung Fu, but she has the look of Supergirl. That's actually, she took the form of Supergirl, and eventually, hilariously, started dating Lex Luthor for a good long while. Now, after she realized that he's Lex Luthor, she of course like started, doing her own superhero biz outside of him, and eventually comes this issue. And this is interesting. This is told mostly from the point of view of Linda Danvers, who is this young college student who wakes up in the shower all cut and bloodied. She apparently has been missing for a while when her friend or roommate discovers her and is shocked to see her fine and alive. Her cuts have healed since walking from the shower, to her surprise. Then she starts getting these flashes of memories, like this creepy guy, Buzz, who bothers her and accosts her in a bar. Like, he even puts his cigarette out on her. See, this is 1996, before there was social media. If you wanted to harass and bother women, you had to go in bars and do it in person. And he's a little more evil than your typical troll, actually. We get more flashbacks of a relationship with her parents. Something was up, that there was some trouble. Meanwhile, we start getting flashbacks from Supergirl. And that, she had a different relationship with the parents. They were freaked out and hoping to find her. This all kind of intercuts together, where we realize that Linda was almost murdered by a cult. And when Supergirl found her, she used her powers to merge them together, therefore saving her and actually making herself more fully human, basically fusing them together with both their memories, and they're kind of just one single being now. And now she can shapeshift back and forth between Linda and herself, which is pretty interesting, actually. This was, of course, first off, let me just say the Gary Frank artwork. A lot of people may know him from his work on Incredible Hulk in the 90s with Marvel, and his most recent Batman Earth 1 book. He is always fantastic. It's just such simple, beautiful comic book art, nicely detailed. It really finds that line between cartoon and realistic. His faces are just amazing. He is actually one of the best expressionists, I think, in comics as far as facial details are concerned. Peter David's writing is just Peter David. I mean, it's really tightly written. This is a great first issue. It sells you the premise and gives you a little mystery up until the end. And then we start the whole series. What's interesting is that even though this is an alien character, although Supergirl would have been alien anyway, but this is an alien character far removed from humanity. What Peter David does with this series, and I read quite a bit of this series. I didn't read the whole run, unfortunately, but I did read quite a bit. Peter David used this series as a chance to visit themes of religion and politics viewed through the lens of this character. And he went to some interesting places, actually. Also, even sexual politics as well. This is a really fascinating book. For those of you who just read the Kara stuff, like the pre-52 or the post-52, this is definitely a book well worth your look. I don't know how many of these are trades. I don't know how they're still available, if they are or not. I assume they are. But the issues should be pretty easy to find. If not, probably dig up the trades. Well worth your time. Check it out. This is Supergirl #1. Push the button, Lindsay.